Hey, good morning. Um, Making another video. I have not made a video in a while. I've probably done about 4 or 5 different Veho routes since then. So just give an update on how they're going. For the most part, they've been okay. One of the stories, I don't think I've told this story yet. I'm not sure if I made a video about it. This light is weird. And that didn't help. So I had a route, and I got to the location that Google Maps sent me to, and that location did not match the address that was on the route. Meaning, let's say I was at, the house said 6140, but Google Maps was sending me to, 12347, like 12347. So I went up to the house because the gentleman was actually outside. He said, no, it's on the next block, the house you're looking for. So I'm like, okay, cool. Excuse me. Went to the next block, and the next block was like, 64. It just went up incrementally the way blocks should go. So I contacted support. They told me to give them a minute or two. I waited 10 minutes. At that point, since I do a number of different gig works and everything, at that point, I was just like, I'm not wasting my time. I'll just come back. So after 10 minutes, I went ahead and finished the additional package that I had. I completed those, all the packages I had except for the one with the wrong location. I completed all of those within an hour. When I finished them all, I hit support back like, hello, I've been waiting an hour. They were like, oh, sorry. Like, what? They said give them another minute. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use white pages, try to Google this lady's name, see if I can find the right address. The issue is the customer put the wrong address in their order. So found the correct address, started driving to the address, got to the address. Right when I got to the address, support hits me like, oh yeah, the address is incorrect. We use white pages and we found the customer's name and here's the correct address. I was just like, okay, thank you. So I say all that to say dispatch is not good. Just talking to some of the employees here, I know dispatch is now hiring, I believe. They are overwhelmed, is what I was told. So they don't have enough employees for, all their needs that they need. So you cannot rely on dispatch. This is just like a lot of the other gigs. You're on your own, and then if you screw up, it's your fault, which is kind of crazy too, even if you ask for help or anything like that. So the only gig that I know has good support I would probably say Uber, because Uber seems like they respond pretty quickly. I can't say that either, because I did a reimbursement request with Uber and it took almost a month, but that was through email. That wasn't through chat or anything. So besides that, everything has been pretty much good. All my routes, I usually finish an hour early, so that increases your hourly rate. But I will say this, with Veho, you are going to drive a lot. I definitely put on average 100 miles a route on my car. I do live 35 miles from the warehouse, so it's a good 40-minute drive to the warehouse. And like I said, I think it's 35 miles away. So that's a start, but you're going to put at least 100 miles on your car unless you live near the warehouse. But the biggest thing that you need to do is make sure you're picking routes that are around your home or around wherever you want to end. That is the biggest advice I can give you. I can't imagine driving out here to this warehouse and then picking a route that's, say, an additional 30 miles away from where I'm, where I live. And then their range of deliveries is so huge. So like this morning, I have a route that ends, really close to where I live. They have me starting, my first drop off is probably 15 minutes from the warehouse, and I'm working my way back home, which is fine, but it's just, that's a lot. And it's a lot of street driving too with the routes that I pick. maybe it's because of where I live too. So just my biggest tip is always pick routes that are near where you live, because that will save you a lot of time and a lot of miles in your vehicle. But besides that, it's pretty cool. Last week I had an issue where there was a package that was a part of a completely different city that was like 30 miles away in the opposite direction from all the rest of the packages. But had no issue. I contacted support dispatch again. They told me they were looking into it. They didn't look into it. Got to the warehouse. It was still on my pallet. Spoke to the people inside the warehouse, and they were able to, they was like, yeah, this is wrong. So they took it off. And this morning, it's crazy because I have that same issue this morning too. That same package is back on this route again. I think it was last Monday when this happened. So that same package is on the pallet right now as well too. So hopefully I have no issues with them taking it off. But besides that, it's fine. I think as long as you're in an hour early, it should be good. Oh, yo. I took a big one, right? They had I think a 6-hour one or something. This route was all over the place. Oh my God. Thankfully, it ended in my town. But I shouldn't say ended. No. My town was a part of the route. That's what it was. My town was a part of the route. So what I did was, there's a route app where you can reorganize the stops. So I typed in all the stops and reorganized the stops so it ended in my town. Yo, that 6-hour route took 6 hours, like for real. That was probably my worst one. It was all over the place. I think that day I drove 200 miles. For sure. For sure. It was all over the place. But so far it's cool. I don't want to say it's good money, but it's okay. You're definitely not going to get rich off this, and you're definitely not going to get a route every day. That's for sure. I got lucky last week. I think I was able to catch one 4 days last week. So I didn't get one on Thursday, but I got one every other day. And in Illinois, they have a new warehouse. This warehouse is bigger, but I don't know. I don't know if they're able to load up and unload more drivers with this warehouse. They probably will say that they can, but with the old warehouse, we were outside, so there was more like room on the street. So I think more people could load up when we were outside versus now. But they are pretty busy. Monday had about 200 routes. When I first started with them, what was that, a month ago? There was, I want to say 60. So they are growing. They're getting busy now. So it's pretty cool. No biggie. It's pretty cool. I think that's it, man. Appreciate you watching. Just giving you guys my opinion, my insight on Veho in Illinois. So far, so cool. So far, so cool. So far, so good. Not too many complaints. Besides, dispatch is horrible. Do not count on dispatch. Don't count on dispatch. Know that you're going to drive a lot, and always try to get a route that's near where you live, your hometown. Unless you just really need money. If you really need money, do what you got to do. But, man, just get a route that's near where you live. All right? Appreciate you guys.